Hi, my name is Carlos Andres Gomez, and I'm the author of the book Man Up, Reimagining Modern Manhood. And it's basically just a raw, gritty exploration of what it means to be a man, but also really what it means to be your truest, fullest, best self in the face of a world that often tells us we have to be anyone but that person. I think the biggest thing that men can do, especially college men, to change the culture of violence against women, especially sexual violence, is having conversations with other men and shifting the culture of how we think about relationships, about hooking up, about all the culture that surrounds that. And I think there's so many things that are condoned or accepted amongst men that are very, very unhealthy, and I think promote a very unsafe world for women and for girls. I love speaking to college students. I've spoken at a lot of different colleges around the country, and I think the most exciting thing for me is meeting people who are in this really dynamic, formative time in their lives. And I feel like they're figuring out who they are, they're brave and they're curious and they're asking questions that I think most other adults don't have the courage to ask. So it's really exciting for me to encounter people at that place in their lives and to engage with them and interact with them. I think the biggest thing I want anyone to take away from the book, but especially college students, is number one, that however they identify across the gender spectrum, whether they're a man, woman, trans, post-gender, gender nonconforming, I want them to know that it's okay to be their truest and their most authentic self, and I want them to feel permission to do that and to feel empowered doing that, and to also know that they're enough. I always say this book is not about wanting people to emulate who I am or become, for guys especially, to become the man that I am, but to feel permission to write their own story and just to be themselves. I think the biggest thing that college students can do to combat, homophobia, bullying, and violence on campus is, it can be little things sometimes. I think even just addressing the language and the way that we talk to each other, but also I think stepping in. There are a lot of moments that are not that are not threatening moments where we can call people out in our lives and say, whoa, why are you saying that's so gay? Why are you talking about this person that way? I think there are ways that we can advocate for each other and advocate for just a healthier, more peaceful world that is not, stepping in on somebody about to get beat up in a hate crime. People sometimes talk about this there's this big high stakes moments, and that's the moments, the romantic notions we have of how we can stop these things. I think it's sometimes very subtle, small moments, stepping in and saying, why do you use that word? Just asking a question sometimes and just engaging in that dialogue and shifting really the culture of what's acceptable in college.